Hi out there. Welcome to episode 15 of my chronic migraine life. Today I want to talk to you about some tools of the trade, ways that you can take good care of yourself and ensure that your pain is managed when you're out and about. Well, one of the hard things about having a chronic illness is that you often feel like you can't leave the safety and the comfort of your own home because you're in control of your surroundings. And being in control of your surroundings with something like migraine diseases allows you to at least control your triggers and deal with your pain. Now, when you're in an awful lot of pain and pain that is coming from a neurological disorder, your senses are involved. So, sight, smell, even volume for some people affects them worse. And so, being able to control what's around you just helps manage the pain. But as I often say, you have to leave your house. And you're going to want to. And even when you're feeling well enough to leave your house, it's always important to have a contingency plan. And I think that's one of the things that has really helped me as I struggled to get better, is to have a plan in place. A plan is the most important thing that you can bring with you, besides the items I'm going to discuss today, because you need to have some kind of comfort in that if something happens, and there's a good chance that it will, you have whatever is necessary with you to take care of it and maybe still enjoy what you're doing. Now, I went to the mixtape tour, my 80s and 90s babies out there, this past Sunday at Nassau Coliseum in Long Island, New York, and I had a great time. And now I'm in a place with my chronic illness that I am doing better and better. And I'm blessed that way. But I still packed the same way I packed as I would have packed 5 years ago when I was maybe more in the height of my illness. The first thing for me, I always carry a pocketbook with me. Purse is getting larger and larger, so I always bring more and more things with me. But I didn't want to have to worry about carrying a shoulder bag, and concerts are tight fitted seats, and I knew I was going to get up and dance. So I had a light crossbody small bag with me that I knew would carry my necessities and be comfortable and not have to worry about it. I like to have my hands free. That being said, I also froze a water because it was going to be really hot and snuck it in my bag. Good pro tip is that if you put it at the bottom and stuff on top of it when you have to open it for security, they won't really notice. Sorry, Nassau Coliseum. But a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. Drink is the first thing for me. I always have a beverage on me, even if I'm going to just run errands around my neighborhood. That is because I never know when I'm going to need to take my medication. And the thought of, I guess I could always buy a drink, but I don't like to feel like I need to take my medication now, and I can't. I have to wait however long I need to wait in order to take it. As a migraine patient, it's very important that you take your pain medication as soon as you feel the attack coming on. There is sort of a window of time of the more effective it will be. If you prolong it, if you wait hours and hours, which I've done plenty of times, even though I knew it wasn't good for me, the likelihood that it will take effect at all is decreases, and of course you'll be suffering that much longer by the time it gets into your system. Pills take a long time to work itself into your system, and so this is just easier. So also the drink thing is hydration. Hydration for migraine disease is incredibly important, and so it just goes hand in hand. I've been known to take whatever drink makes me feel comfortable. I have a lot of stomach issues. A lot of it's related to my migraine disease. Some of it isn't. And so if it's a Gatorade, if it's a iced green tea, which is just the things that comfort me, as a way to stay hydrated and not aggravate my stomach, which is often devoid of food if I'm just worried about pills, if I'm really spiraling pain-wise, I either sneak into a facility that doesn't allow drinks or just straight up tell them. Maybe some great advice is carrying a doctor's note or something with you so that people know what the deal is. Because it's not often that the drink that you want is available at the venue that you're going to either. So that's just a tip. So, okay, the first thing we're always going to pack with us is a drink. The second is a pill case. I want to show you mine. This is the one that I keep in my purse. It's tiny. I used to have more than one because I would divide by kinds of pills, like pain versus maybe medication you still have to take later in the day, not to get confused. So I will show you if you can see inside my pill thing there. And I carry my preventative medication, of course. I nowadays carry some Tylenol, although I don't use it much. Acid medication, any kind of medication that you really need. I always recommend carrying a Benadryl and even an Imodium on you because you just never know what's going to happen. And I like to be prepared. The second thing that was in my purse this weekend is a balm. This one is from Etsy. I have no idea what store, but it's called Headache and Migraine Blend. It's something that you would really just roll on your wrist. Sometimes I put it under my nose even. It's calming. It's usually, for migraine sensitivity, it's usually a blend of peppermint or lavender. Peppermint is probably the best thing that you can do. It helps anti-nausea a lot. It comes in sprays. It comes in balms. I keep it spray near my nightstand, but this I travel with because it's easy and compact. And a big trigger for me is perfume. I call it old lady perfume. Sorry to the old ladies out there. But it's that really potent, like overbearing smell. You know it. I know you've passed by somebody that smelled like that and you just couldn't stop it. And for me, that's an instant trigger. So in my normal size purse, I usually carry like a travel size Lysol or like a Genki candle spray, just so I could spray the areas around me if I'm out and something triggers me. But of course, when I want to take something smaller, that little balm does a whole lot of good for me. And I put it under my nose so that that's what I'm breathing in, and it's supposed to be calming. You blend it into your sensory points and stuff like that. I want to pause to say that the next few things I'm going to show you are from Amazon.com. If you direct message me or email me, thequeenblogger@gmail.com, I will be sure to send you some links if you're looking for things. But if you type in Amazon or Etsy like migraine tools, they should come up. Next important thing for me is a fan. If you saw my Sweating Bullets episode, you know that I am a eternally hot person. I have to say on Sunday I was not the sweatiest one there, and I was thrilled about that. This is a fan. You turn it on the side. I know you can't hear it. But it is powered not by batteries that you buy in the store, but by electric battery. So I always keep, another thing that's always in my purse, is a small battery so I can recharge my phone. Nowadays with all the apps and everything that you use, I drain my battery completely. I hate that feeling of, again, being without something in a situation. So I always keep that on me, and that also plugs into this to back up the battery if you need to. So that's an important thing to have. So if I'm worried about being hot, I know I have this on me. It's something I can blow directly in my face and just feel that instant cool, just to calm myself down. Because as I start to get hotter and hotter, my panic level goes up because I'm out of control and I know what's coming next. I know the pain and feeling nauseous is coming next, and I need to avoid it because once it gets to a certain point, just like pain, I can't get it back. Okay, these little things are called Be Cool. They are soft gel sheets. These are what I bought on Amazon. I'll show you what they look like. Okay, I don't want to open the package because this particular package isn't open. I think they come in 3 sets. It looks like a small, let's see, it's on this lady's head, white bandage on one side. That's what the outer side would look like, but the side that will face your forehead or wherever you choose to put it is like an icy hot kind of consistency. It's like a blue gel, and it cools your skin. And now, I talked about Savannah a couple episodes ago and how miserable I was, and I wish I had a lot of these tools then. I didn't. I was ill prepared, and just goes to show you that once you're prepared, it can at least mitigate some of the damage that gets done with living with a chronic illness. These little things come in handy. I don't use them so often, but they do come in handy when I feel like I'm just so overheated I can't take it. Those patches I use more when I'm in pain than I am when I'm just hot from it being hot outside or high humidity or whatever. But they come in handy. I use them on my forehead. That's where the center of my migraine pain always is. But I suppose you could put it on your shoulder, the back of your neck even would probably be a great spot for you. These are refresh wipes. They come in 3 different kinds. I think this is just the standard kind. I buy these on Amazon too, refresh wipes. Come in a pack of 3 as well. And these are the best thing that ever happened to me. In that Savannah episode, I talked about using baby wipes just because I was trying to cool myself down, and wiping your sweating, pouring, dripping face with paper towels, it's just the paper towel residue stays on you. It's still not cooling you off. I wanted something wet. So I was using baby wipes. And what ended up happening was between the sun, it was so friggin' hot there, and the chemical in the baby wipes, when I kept wiping my face over and over again, I got like a burn mark on it. And it was awful, and it was painful, and made everything that much worse. But these little bad boys are perfect because they're good for sensitive skin. There's no chemicals in them. It's literally a refreshing wipe. I suppose that's why it has that name. But it cools me and instantly, and it stays wet for a really long time. And you can wipe anything you need to wipe. But I'm always wiping my face or the back of my neck, especially if I start to look a hot mess. And they really, really, I can't reiterate enough, saved me multiple times. They're always in my purse, whatever kind of purse I'm carrying. Luckily, I haven't really need to use them, but knowing that they're there makes me feel better. And once I feel calm and in control, for me, that really helps. The other important thing is snacks. So I want to show you my snack basket that I keep in my house. I always have to have something. So aside from a drink, I always have a cereal bar in my purse. Now that it's summertime, I don't like chocolate anyway, but you want to be really conscious of something that's not going to melt. I have these Little Mott's fruit snacks. This is a little smash, but it's a special case cereal bar, a Luna bar, even a Lara bar, or a plain old good-fashioned Nutri-Grain bar. It's something that's light, that I can eat even if I'm not hungry. It's not sugary, it's not salty, it's not anything. It's mostly for absorbing pills. Now, I have spent a lot of time commuting back and forth from Manhattan when I had a day job, and being sick on a bus was never any fun. And I've taken plenty of medication while in transit and had no choice. So always having something to eat to keep the pill down was always a good idea. Plus, the bus broke down God knows how many times. Gotta love the MTA. But, I mean, back at my highest, besides all the preventative medication I was taking 3 times a day, I was also taking at least 2 pain pills, 2 anti-inflammatories, and a muscle relaxer, and still in so much pain I thought I would die. And so I remember one time a coworker said to me, "You took a muscle relaxer, you're going to get on the bus. A, I have no choice, and B, it's not going to do to me what it would do to somebody else. It doesn't even take my pain away." And that was my acute pain plan. Something else that you need to have, a plan of what kind of pills you're taking and what way, so that carrying them isn't good unless you know what to do with them. And so I got really good at centering myself and focusing on the job at hand. And we'll talk more about that in the next episode, but I just want to talk to you about some of the things that I use when I'm out, but also when I'm home. Now, this thing I want to say is from Sears. It's quite, maybe 6 years old, quite a long ways. It's a helmet. You see it goes on like this. I'm not going to put it all the way on because it's very tight. And it comes with a control that's attached. And when you turn it on, this thing vibrates. Now, it's very loud, but you can control the pressure and how long it's on. And what it really does when it's on is it squishes this part of your head. When I was in really bad pain, I used to want, it was the pressure. I wanted someone to like knead out the knots that were in my head because my migraines always come right here. They switch sides, but right in here. And for me, this device did a lot of the work. It would sometimes massage back here too, which is really good. But I used that helmet religiously. I brought it with me when I traveled, which was annoying, but I think it helped a lot me so many times. And I just can't undervalue it. I know there are a lot of different things, similar things that maybe might be out there nowadays. Again, Amazon. I had read about this on Twitter. Someone had recommended helmet-like things, and I don't know how I found it. But when I first was really sick and Twitter was very, very popular, for me, having an outlet, I corresponded with a lot of people. And just knowing that someone else was up and out there and feeling and understood what you were feeling was very comforting, and they gave me a lot of great tips, and that helmet was one of them. Another was something called Ice Cap. Again, if you contact me, I will surely send you the link. It is a big black. Mine's in my freezer. Head concoction, and there are ice packs in different parts. So like one here, on either side, the back, and that was the best ice that I could use. A lot of times my head wouldn't want weight on it, so I couldn't use it. But like those standard, like just with the ice pack in the front here, would melt, and they didn't stay cold enough, and they didn't get to the places in my head that really needed to be numbed. And so that was a really great thing. Another thing I use when I'm home is either a heating pad, and I used to use a neck massager, like the ones that come around here, just to vibrate out the tension. The tension and the pressure of just when your body's locked in pain, and it's nerve-ending pain. So nerve-ending pain, I mean, it's got to be one of the worst kinds of pain out there because it radiates through your whole body and through areas that aren't even in pain. And so it's hard to really explain how deep it can go. And so that's what I use when I'm home, for comfort, to ease some of the aggravation, and just pretty much anything I can think of. When you're traveling, if you're staying in a hotel or a friend's house, I've been known to defrost my ice packs and bring them with me and then plug them into a freezer. If you're in a hotel room, I like to get ice buckets and put washcloths at the bottom of them and then pour the ice on top of it so it stays really, really cold, and even as it melts, it'll penetrate, and that's really good to put behind your neck or, again, on top of your head or wherever you're feeling sick. So there are ways to improvise, and especially when you're traveling, to make sure that you're drinking and at least eating, even if it's a snack bar, on a semi-regular basis, because migraine brain loves consistency. Loves a routine. It wants to go to bed at the same time every night, wake up at the same time every morning, sleep for the same amount of hours. It wants to eat when it wants to eat. It wants to drink on a regular basis. And anytime life interferes with that process, it's a trigger. And as much of a pain in the ass as it is, there are lots of ways to combat that. So these are my so-called tools of the trade, and I wanted to share them with you because maybe one of them is something you don't know about or haven't tried or thought about, and it could really help you out. So I hope that it does. And so you can message me at old social media at The Queen Blogger, and again, my email address is thequeenblogger@gmail.com. I'm here if you need to talk or need tips. So I hope that everybody out there stays migraine-free, and I will talk to you guys real soon.